Hey everybody, Momma Bea and I are bringing you a Valentine's dinner collaboration. So you'll be able to find the link to her channel as well as today's recipe in the description box that is under this video. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a perfect fork tender chuck eye steak with string beans and mushrooms. Guys, it's going to be quick and easy to throw together, and you're not going to believe how easy it is to make this foolproof steak. If you want to find out how to make a well done chuck eye steak that is fork tender, then please stay tuned and watch this video. I ask you guys to please take time to share this video, and also please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my subscribers, because without you guys my channel wouldn't be possible. And even bigger shout out to all of you guys who have been supporting me by ordering items from my wish list. It's very, very, very touching, and thank you so much for encouraging me to continue my mission. So maybe hopefully one day opening a bakery. So we're going to begin with today's recipe. So I have some chuck eye steak here, and I just have some kosher salt and pepper. And I'm going to season my steaks with the salt and pepper mixture, and my steaks are at room temperature. Now, if you want to add garlic powder and onion powder or anything like that, feel free. But because we're going to be having a sauce on this, I just figure salt and pepper will be perfect. After seasoning our steaks, I'm going to just bring my cast iron skillet to high heat. So then I'm going to add some butter and a little bit of olive oil. I'm using unsalted butter since we added the salt on the steaks. I'm going to get the pan to swirl, and now that it's hot, what I'm going to do is turn the heat down to medium high, and then I'm going to place my steaks into the pan seasoned side down. Let's slide everything together here. Okay. After getting the steaks into the pan, season the opposite side with salt and pepper. And then I'm going to let this sear for about 3 minutes on medium-high heat, just to give the bottom side a nice brown. So we'll be back in 3 minutes. So I'm going to check underneath to see how brown the steak is. And they're pretty brown, so I'm going to go ahead and give them a flip. And I'm going to let them go for another 3 minutes. So we'll be back after 3 minutes. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, which is fairly easy. Don't worry about our steaks. I know they're not done. Well, it may be done to some of you guys depending on your preference. But I like my steak cooked well done, medium well. So now I have here some barbecue sauce. I'm using moonshine barbecue sauce. And I'm just dredging sauce all over the steaks here. And then I have my foil pouch. I just took some foil and created a pouch. And I'm going to put my 2 smaller steaks in one of the pouches. Okay. Then I have an onion that I thinly sliced. I'm just going to kind of toss that on top of the steak inside of this pouch. You could add other things to this like leeks and onions, and if you want to add some partially cooked potatoes, this choices are endless. But I'm just going to do onions, and then I'm going to seal the top of my pouch shut very tightly. So I'm trying to give you the best possible view of my air fryer oven. So if you don't have an air fryer oven, you can put this in a preheated 375-degree oven and let this go for about 30 to 45 minutes. So, but I'm going to put this inside of my air fryer oven. So here are my I did 2 pouches for 3 steaks. And just lay my, I think I'm going to put 1 on top here. And then I have another rack Just gonna put that second rack in there, and I'm gonna put that on the second rack. So that way air can circulate, nothing's on top of each other. And then I'm gonna put my air fryer oven on. Okay, so after putting the steaks in the oven here, I'm gonna hit the on button. I'm using the Chef Wave air fryer oven. So I'm gonna hit the on button, I'm gonna hit the menu button, and it's at 430. I'm gonna take the temp, hit the temp button, minus, we take it to 400, and I'm gonna change the time to 45 minutes. So I'm 45 minutes depending, shorter or less, but I'm gonna do 45 minutes because this is indirect heat. So hit the on button and let this go, and we'll be back. If you're gonna do this in a regular oven, 400 Fahrenheit, and let it go in a regular oven for about 45 minutes to an hour for it to be well done. So for our string beans, I'm just using regular green beans. I have a pound of that here. You'll find the full measurements, of course, in the description box. And I have some water here that I brought to a boil. And I'm just gonna put the string beans in the water. I should use a larger pot, so just use a larger pot. You want the beans covered, but we're gonna let that go for about 1 minute, and I'm just gonna give that a toss and I'll let it go for another minute, so that way all the beans are getting blanched, because we want to submerge all the beans. So I'll be back once the beans have cooked for about 2 minutes. Like I said, I'll give them a toss after about a minute. Okay, so it's been a minute, so I'm just gonna give all the beans a quick toss so I know that those on top are being cooked. And you know that they're being cooked because they'll become deeper green in color. So I'm gonna let this go for another minute and then we'll be back. Okay, so I've turned off the heat. It's been exactly 2 minutes total. And what I'm gonna do is just remove the string beans from the pan, and I'm gonna put it into a bowl of icy cold water. So I have a bowl here with ice in it, and this is called shocking. And it's shocking because you're actually taking it from hot and putting it into cold liquid to stop the cooking process and to preserve the color. So here in my pan, I've added some butter and olive oil and my white mushrooms. And we're going to cook them for about a total of 3 to 4 minutes. We just want to begin to cook them down a bit. So once they start to reduce in size and cook down, we're going to add some onions to this. The next thing I'm going to do is add an onion that I sliced. I'm going to return the heat up to high. So you see the mushrooms have browned a bit, and that's what we want. So I'm going to cook this for another minute. I just want to cook the onions until they begin to soften a little bit. Now I didn't add a lot of onions because you don't want this to be overwhelmed with onions. Because we're going to have onions and garlic, and so we're going to let this cook for another minute or two. So now that our onions and mushrooms are cooked for a bit, I'm going to add my string beans that we blanched. I say you don't have to cook them for too long because they've already been partially cooked. And I did drain these really well. You do want to drain them. If you don't drain them really well, you're going to have water popping all over you. Water and oil. So I'm going to cook this for about 30 seconds or so just to begin to heat the beans. And then after about 30 seconds, I'm going to add the garlic. Now I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this. I'm using coarse ground black pepper and kosher salt. So I'm going to cook this probably for another 3 to 4 minutes before I add my garlic, because I want them to have a nice color to them, and I want them to kind of be wilted a bit. So I'm going to be working at medium-high heat, and I'm going to be stirring this so often, just keeping an eye on it. I don't want it to burn, but I do want the beans to get a nice color, still give a nice flavor. Add my garlic. I'm using freshly minced garlic. Add I'm going to turn the heat to medium. And I'm just going to saute this for another 30 seconds just to cook the garlic. Okay, so I'm going to show you the steak. I have the steak here, so I'm going to open the pouch up and see what it looks like. Look at that. Really juicy. I can't wait to taste this. So I'm going to go ahead and just transfer this from the foil pouch here to my plate. So here's everything, the string beans and mushrooms and steak and onions. Please guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to me. And please follow me on social media. So let's give the steak a look. You see it's very tender. And cut into the middle so you guys can see. It's extremely tender. So let's give the steak a taste. You see how it just pulls apart, guys? I'll tell you, this steak is amazing. Absolutely delicious. It just melts in your mouth like butter. And here, let's taste the string beans. Guys, it's absolutely delicious. Perfect meal to serve for your Valentines. Nice and balanced and healthy. You can serve this with a wheat roll or gluten-free roll as well as a salad. And we have a complete meal. Please, guys, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And please remember to live and be well. Let's do what we can to come together and love each other. Thanks for watching.